It started with a message, a warning, an ultimatum. The Kuash'ni, bioengineering overlords from beyond the stars, appeared at the edge of our own solar system. Their ships hung in space like obsidian monoliths, broadcasting a single terrifying decree: prove your worth or be wiped from existence. No negotiations, no mercy, just a challenge, an invitation to a trial of survival. They were not in the slightest impressed by our weaponry. Artificial intelligence? Irrelevant. Nuclear firepower? Child's play. The Kuash'ni measured progress by only one metric. To these aliens, modifying life was the highest form of advancement. They gave us a choice: to join their ideology and prove ourselves worthy of utilizing the tools that they held sacred. And hence we adapted to this challenge. Using the genetic framework that they gave us, we began to build creatures not forged in nature but in defiance of it. Living champions designed to fight, to survive, and to win. Our response would not only be a submission, but a retaliation to show just what humanity was capable of. And that's how I got myself aboard this spacecraft. Myself alongside two others. We were strangers at first, now colleagues, dare I even say friends. We were tasked with one goal: to perfect Earth's organisms for battle. Vividen for the trial of stone, Madly for the trial of the sea. And myself, I was assigned the trial of the sky. We have received the first details of the opponent our hybrid will face. Limited data, incomplete scans, but it is enough to make one thing clear: this will not just be a simple flight test, this will be an all-out battle. So Madly, Vividen, please tell me, how is this alien opponent shaping up?
Our first opponent, the Jeterrapim, a native apex predator of the planet Jeterrapim, chosen by the Kuash'ni to inspire fear and submission. It doesn't just live in the sky, it rules it. High above the toxic surface of its homeworld, floating islands drift like shattered continents. The air up there is thick, heavy, suffocating to anything not adapted for flight. But the Jeterrapim, it was built for this. At its core is a biological jet organ, an organic engine that can launch it through the sky at up to 250 kilometers per hour, with a cruising speed of 136 kilometers per hour.
Make no mistake, this thing is no minor threat. We're looking at 9.5 meters in length, with a 16.5 meter wingspan. Back home on Earth, it would be far too heavy to get off the ground, weighing over 700 kilograms. But on its home planet, with just 35% of Earth's gravity, it takes off no problem. Its world is brutal. Ground level is a death zone. Dense, poisonous air, bone-dry atmosphere, nothing but sterile wastelands. Life survives above it on isolated islands that float thousands of meters in the air. That is where the Jeterrapim hunts, travels, and feeds. But those islands are few and far between, and the planet's dry, cactus-like flora grows slowly. Despite its status as an apex predator, these cacti make up as much as 40% of its diet, so it and other Jeterrapim herbivores are forced to travel long distances constantly, and that is where it gets dangerous.
Look at its shape. That round fighter jet-like body, retractable wings that unfold like an accordion, limbs that tuck in to reduce drag. Every inch of it screams efficiency. Its shell is constructed internally with a honeycomb structure, allowing it to be relatively light without sacrificing structural integrity. Its shell may be tough, but it's not impenetrable. Its wings, its retraction slits, its singular eye are structural weak spots. If our hybrid can time its strike precisely, it can exploit those vulnerabilities. Its mandibles can generate over 15,000 newtons of force. That's enough to shear bone like paper. A big problem when we're dealing with making a flying hybrid, which has to be lightly built. But all these capabilities come with a cost. At top speed, it loses maneuverability. It can't turn sharply. It has to commit. The faster it moves, the more predictable it becomes.
Our creature that will challenge this alien will be something that can be comparable to its speed, durability, and strength. It will show the Kuash'ni that we don't just survive, we evolve and we fight. And soon, we will see if we built something worthy of the challenge. Forged from Earth's most extraordinary flyers, each creature chosen not for flash but for function. We began with the skeleton, the framework. Azaka pterosaurs like Hatzigoropteryx and Quetzalcoatlus provided the lift. I mean, come on Earth, it was the obvious choice for the base genome. Their bones were hollow yet structurally efficient, supporting immense size with minimal weight. Their vast wingspans and gliding proficiency gave us a natural blueprint for long-range aerial presence. But their wings alone were not enough. These creatures were slow to launch and awkward in tight turns. Building a glider is just not enough. we needed aerial dominance, and that meant agility. Navigating our vertical battlefield riddled with clouds, storms, and low visibility traps required more than sight. So we went to the wrinkle-faced bat. A living echolocation system allows this hybrid to see without sight, instead with sound, weaving between obstacles and even in total darkness. The wrinkled-faced bat also gave us more than echolocation, but the ability to counter our agility issue. It gave us wing articulation, subtle continuous adjustments mid-flight, which is impossible for rigid bird-like wings. The addition of this bat helped our hybrid to become a true master of flight, being able to slip through turbulent skies and redirect with a twitch. But echolocation has its limits. That's why we need to reinforce its visual sight with the golden eagle. The golden eagle has telescopic vision and a wide ultraviolet range. Whether a threat was masked by cloud cover or camouflage against the sunlight, this hybrid would be able to spot an opponent from kilometers away. Still, maneuverability without might is a wasted opportunity. For raw power, we resurrected the legend of the Haast eagle, the apex predator of prehistoric New Zealand. It specialized in bone-breaking strikes capable of downing prey larger than itself. I mean, this thing weighed in at around 18 kilograms, yet it may have even hunted the 200 kilogram moa. Crikey mate, we surely needed that. With this, we adapted that power into reinforced talons and hypotrifoid leg musculature. This hybrid would not just be able to dodge attacks, but could counter-strike with force calibrated to crush. Yet strength without cognition is merely chaos. We cannot risk having a dumb hybrid fighting for humanity's place in the universe. That is where the crow came in. Small, yes, but among the smartest birds in the earth. Tool use, problem solving, anticipation. From corvid neural patterns, we built a tactical brain capable of pattern recognition, flanking behavior, and adaptive engagement mid-flight. This creature is not only fast and strong, but can also think on its feet. Offense is more than talons. For combat versatility, we incorporated the traits from Dasylodromeus and Dasungaripterus, pterosaurs with powerful jaws and durable cranial structures. The result was a bite that could do more than pierce. It could grind, shear, crush, ideal for cracking through the armored hide of the Jeterrapim. But what if it was cornered, even bitten? Well, we turn to the kookaburra. No, not for its song, but its neck structure. These birds deliver whip-like impacts, slamming prey with the help of its reinforced neck. We replicated this coiled strength, allowing to strike with its head like a hammer. This reinforced structure would also allow it to be able to take some significant injury. And what happens in the worst scenario where it's cornered and unable to escape or move? Well, the hooded pidui offered a contingency. One of the Earth's only known poisonous birds, it secretes batrachotoxins throughout its skin and feathers. We engineered this ability into our hybrid for the purpose of defense. The minimal effects of this poison includes nausea and burning pains. Hence, feathers or skin caught in this alien's throat could buy a hybrid the required time to reposition or deliver a finishing blow. Every piece serves a purpose, nothing included without reason. The power of prehistoric giants, the cunning of modern birds, the reflexes of predators, and the instincts of survivors. The result? Well, it is unlike anything Earth has ever seen. We call it Zepha, short for Zephyrodracos, the sky dragon. This hybrid spans 13 meters wingtip to wingtip and stands 5.5 meters tall. At just 500 kilograms, its frame is built from lean reactive muscle wrapped around a pterosaur bat skeleton. Light, strong, brutally efficient. Zepha can reach speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour, slicing through the air like it's made out of butter. He's armed with razor-sharp talons, a crushing beak, toxin-laced defenses, and a mind engineered for aerial combat. I don't mean to brag, but this borders on perfection. This is not only a weapon, but a message. We took what nature gave us and made something more. Not a monster, not a freak, but a combination of everything Earth ever did right. And now, well, it's time to see if all that work we put into this pays off.
So what do you think? Can this take on the Jeterrapim?
I think we outdid ourselves here.
And did you really need to add the kookaburra?
Maybe not, mate. We would just blame that on me being a bit homesick. Anyways, let's activate the screen, and fingers crossed we win this. The horizon glows with the fading light of a dying sun, as titans ready to clash in the skies over a unique world. One is the Kuash'ni's Jeterrapim, a living fighter jet that was impressive for even their standards. Sharp and powerful, it hurtles through the air with precision, its shell smooth, gleaming with perfection. Every roar from its jet organs sounds like a war cry, and every beat of its wings leaves the sky trembling. The other is Zepha, our sky dragon. Released from containment, he launches upwards like a legendary born. His 13-meter wingspan stretches wide, catching the air with grace and authority. Each movement is deliberate, and every shift is calculated. Zepha is made to win this. The Jeterrapim strikes first. A blasted superheated gas burns from its jet organ, flinging it forward at blinding speed, close to 250 km per hour. Its mandible opens wide, aiming to shred whatever lies in its path. But Zepha reacts. Rather than meet the charge head-on, he bangs hard to the side in a tight spiral. The Jeterrapim is fast but not nimble. Its jet-like body makes it difficult to turn rapidly, and Zepha learns this. He darts through the sky using it like terrain, diving through air pockets, rising through thermal columns, and twisting between clouds. Then the Jeterrapim dives. Its mandibles lock onto Zepha's position, shooting straight for his chest. But Zepha's eyes sharpen with the focus of a golden eagle, tracking every twitch of the enemy's body. At the last second, he twists out of the way, avoiding sustaining significant injury. However, the alien still manages to clamp its jaws around his right leg, his bones crunching under the pressure as his right leg is severely crippled. Despite the immense pain radiating throughout Zepha's body, he sees his chance. As the Jeterrapim works to bite down, he utilizes his powerful beak to stab into the alien's vulnerable eye. The Jeterrapim roars in pain as it releases its grip around Zepha before rapidly descending. Not wanting to lose his opportunity, Zepha lunges. With the full force of a Haas eagle in his left talons, he slams into the gap between its armor and limbs, tearing into the delicate joints with his one good limb. The Jeterrapim produces noises that could only be described as alien. Sparks of glowing and green fluid shoot into the sky as the shell cracks and buckles around the wound. It is injured but clearly far from finished. The Jeterrapim twists violently in the air, screeching with rage, its lack of vision only making it more and more furious, its jaws snapping again and again, trying to tear into anything it can get around. Each strike comes harder than the last, like a battering ram wrapped with teeth. But Zepha dodges, using his superior mobility to maneuver out of the way. However, he could only dodge for so long, as he's eventually overwhelmed with the Jeterrapim ramming into his neck. Zepha's neck flexes under the impacts, reinforced with shock-absorbing bones inspired by the kookaburra. He absorbs the punishment and keeps flying, avoiding a critical bite. Biding his time, he awaits for the right moment to strike back. With everything else occurring, his secret weapon began to become more and more evident. The initial bite and ram seemed to have caught up with the alien. Its head and mouth began to burn up, and the Jeterrapim seemingly became nauseous. Its flight went from a perfect trajectory to now incoherent and unusual. The neurotoxin is taking its toll. Within moments, the Jeterrapim seems to falter, its limbs twitch, its flight grows continuously unstable. The toxin was truly the ace up Zepha's sleeve. The Jeterrapim, now staggering through the sky, makes one final desperate move, burning the last of its strength into a straight charge towards Zepha. He folds his wings and begins to drop like a javelin, spinning downward with lethal precision. As he passes overhead, he strikes. Zepha not only bites down hard, but uses his head like a spear. It slams into the softer plating just beneath the Jeterrapim's armor. A jet of glowing fluid erupts into the air before Zepha crawls across its body, using his beak to stab into the propulsion orifice, his beak becoming scorched in the process. Yet the hybrid perseveres as it launches itself from the alien's body, keeping himself hovering in the air. Without a moment's notice, the Jeterrapim's wings begin to collapse. Its jet organ sputters before exploding. The alien warbeast tumbles from the sky, limbs flailing, trailing fire and light, and then it vanishes, swallowed by the clouds below. We did it? We actually did it? I mean, I had faith, but again, something like that, I wasn't sure how we'd hold up. I mean, we had such limited time and...
Well, let's just be glad it went our way, for now.
Well, don't get comfortable. We've still got 2 more trials ahead. And you're up next, Vividen.
Oh, I'm ready. You'll see. I've got something just as devastating waiting in the wings.
Still, this is more than a victory for us. Against the Kuash'nis, humanity answered with its own creation. And that answer just proved it belongs in the skies. But the war's not over. We will be back soon with the next phase led by the Vividen himself. Until then, make sure to subscribe to Madly, Vividen, and my channel to stay up to date with the upcoming trials. This is the beginning of our journey. Wish us luck and we'll contact you all soon. Humanity out.